Yeah, ready.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Hello again. It's me. Yeah. So, hey everyone. Welcome yourselves, and can you please start with your names and the film title? We'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Sarah Beich. I directed Can't Sit Down.
Cool.
I'm Nicholas Sisti. I was the assistant director as well as the composer and a couple other various odd jobs on Bad Beat.
Hi, I'm David Ambrose, and I was the writer and director for Bad Beat.
I'm George Carrillo, and I'm the writer-director of My Angel.
Hello everyone, my name is Kerry French and I'm the Director of Coffee Community Culture.
Hey everyone, I'm Christopher Francis and I'm the Director of Only a Rat.
I'm Biswa. My film is Three Pride Flags.
G'day folks, I'm Julian O'Shea and I created Unknown Melbourne, which is the film you haven't yet seen.
I can just grab it. Oh. Cool. So, what were some inspirations for your films? Start with you again.
Well, someone I love very much was a perpetual squatter, and I just wanted to think about like what their worst case scenario would be, and go from there.
Cool.
In terms of the score for Bad Beat, obviously, since it was primarily a drum score, obviously the influence would be the movie Birdman, but I tried to score it in kind of a different, more isolated way than that film, where they in that film they kind of like accentuated certain parts. I tried to kind of just make it like an overall, like a big kind of epic score to end, and then we had some other things in there as well. So it was a fun project.
So for me, I think the inspiration would be definitely just embracing limitations. We had one location primarily, and I was seeing a lot of the filmmakers before us, how they really do that, and like especially the 90s indie film boom, just really using whatever you have. And I'm obviously a big fan of Martin Scorsese, so if you notice the names were kind of similar and paying a little bit of a homage to that. So just really following as many characters as we can and seeing how the world around them crumbles. So.
For My Angel, it was the second film I ever made. It was my junior year of college, and I just wanted the chance to try to experiment. I almost got in trouble a few times because they always said, work in this box, and I was always like, can I push it? Can I do this? Can I edit like this? So it gave me a beautiful chance to push my skills, and look back 10 years later, I'm like, wow, I still love that film no matter how far I've kind of evolved. I still have a soft spot for it. And thank you for letting me share it up here.
So what inspired me for my film, I've been a coffee enthusiast ever since I was 18 years old, and I used to just go into different events that coffee shops used to give. Poetry night, jazz night. But then as I continued to monitor the movement of local coffee shops, it's all about community and how they're giving back to the community. And so I decided to sort of follow them, 3 different coffee shops, because I've been in 3 different cities being a journalist and going to different markets. And so just following their movement and see how they are inspiring community by just giving back.
Alright, so Only a Rat was inspired during the 555 competition because our first idea of a cowboy retirement home, we couldn't find an office in time. So we decided on we were sitting around a table and we said, I said sock puppets and my friend Shane said mafia, so we thought mafia sock puppets, which was good because we couldn't do a sock puppet mafia because we figured out there were 2 completely different movies. So then after that we called his brother and he painted us a charcuterie board that said Astoria on it, and then that's kind of just how it came together, just being dumb mostly.
A few years ago I made a 30-second loop of a single pride flag going through all its permutations, and then last year they had the Jasper John retrospective at the Whitney at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and seeing that and seeing Jasper John's 3 flags, I decided to make the film with 3 pride flags permutating at different speeds.
So my film is a short documentary about a bridge, one of those bridges that a lot of cities have that just keeps getting hit by trucks. So I want to kind of get to the bottom of that. So I live in Melbourne, Australia, and we were locked down really hard, as many cities around the world were during the pandemic. So we're kind of forced to look close to home. So I wanted to solve a local mystery.
And okay, so what was one memorable incident while you guys were filming?
I guess like making the poop, I would say. It was made out of like corn syrup and cornstarch and chocolate. So.
Yeah, we got a pretty good one. I'm going to defer this one to David.
So, what's pretty memorable was that last scene was it was an underpass near a middle school, and we did have permission to be there. The cops came because they thought the gun was real, and I remember coming up as soon as we left the underpass, like just coming up and being absolutely sworn by a million police officers. But they were really cool about it, and they let us shoot, and honestly it only took like 20 minutes, and they said it was pretty cool, and told us to put them in the credits, so I did give them a special thanks for letting us continue to shoot. But scary, but definitely memorable.
I think my most memorable experience was literally the night before shooting, because like I said, this was my junior film. The lead actor backed out the night before, and this was my first experience doing all this, so I asked the actor, who was another drama student at my college, like, would you mind being the lead role? He was all for it, and then I just called my cousin last minute, like, Eddie, are you doing anything tomorrow morning? He's like, no, I need you to drive out to Long Island with me, like, because we're leaving Queens, so. And yeah, like we filled out the cast, but that was definitely a nice teachable moment for one of my first films.
One of my most memorable moments, it didn't really make the cut, is that, like I said, I've been a coffee enthusiast and I love drinking coffee, but I never make espresso. And so I was behind the counter, and the barista allowed me to make coffee, and a customer came in, and the coffee shop wasn't even open, but they allowed to come in because they're community folks. And so I made coffee and I served it to the guests, the customers, or the patron rather, and they didn't like it, and so I just blamed the barista.
I'd say the most memorable thing from it was when we were making the sock puppets, because as you can kind of guess, sock puppets kind of all look the same, so we had to come up with different ways to make them different. So we had to make one of them, we figured out how to make one with a balding hair pattern. We gave one a vest, a suit and everything, and then we were like, oh, what if we put cotton balls there and then we make it, like, add like a purple one so it looks like you got a black eye? Yeah, that'd be funny. What's funnier than sock puppets beating each other up? And that's, yeah, making the sock puppets, I'd say.
Yeah, I make my films in kind of isolation on a computer. There's not really too much memorable moments of doing that.
You'll see the most memorable moment in my film, but it's about this bridge that keeps getting hit by trucks, and it continues to happen to this day. What I find most interesting is this is up on my YouTube channel, and every time another truck hits it now, this video gets another big spike in views. So like I can kind of understand what's happening on this street just by my YouTube analytics page.
Okay. And what's your best advice for beginning filmmakers? Oh, there you go.
I don't know. Write about something that you know or happened to you in some way.
I think you can maybe expand a little more on this, but I think limitation breeds creativity. I would say that that's the best way to sum it up. You know, you can look at your limitations as your strong suit, you know, and it can actually influence a unique style, as I think it did with our film.
Yeah, just to kind of piggyback off what he was saying, definitely embracing your limitations, trying to think outside the box, and in particularly we had that one shot before Charlie comes outside. Instead of showing him walking, we wanted to get into his head, so we had a double dolly shot because we knew we only had really one location and we really wanted to emphasize him leaving. So we'll replace the briefcase. So studying your location, no matter how small it is, no matter what you don't have, really using that to tell the story can really create something interesting.
I think one of the things I would want to say to someone is definitely be prepared for things will most likely, high chance they might go wrong, and even when they do, that doesn't mean anything bad on you. It just, in this like industry, in this art form, just teaches you, as long as you have a great imagination, reliable people, and are able to adapt, you can still like just I don't know. I feel like that's the true test, and just it's definitely the best learning experience.
I'm going to take the advice of one of my favorite directors, if not the favorite director, and that's Spike Lee. He said, just pick up a camera and just go shoot and just film. This is my first documentary that I've ever done, and last year I attended film festivals just to get the experience and get to network with filmmakers. And the first thing that they told me, just because I have a passion for documentaries, is to watch a lot of documentaries, and that sort of you could create your own passion for what you really want to do and what you're passionate about. So that would be my advice.
Don't forget to be silly. You're going to get bogged down in your head a lot about if you're making something and if it's going to be good, and you're going to be consistently asking yourself, is it good? Don't worry about it. Just ask, are you having fun? And if the answer is yes, it'll be good.
Be as ruthless as possible when you edit. Try and focus and make it as simple as possible, but not too simple.
And I'd say make the film or short or a video that you would want to watch. Make it the one that you are the ideal audience, because if you find it interesting or funny or engaging or fascinating, I'm sure there are other people that do as well.
And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys.